Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you as we count down to Night of Champions next Sunday. Thought I'd give a little look into the matches that are going to be going down that have already been planned. Honestly, when I look at WWE.com, there's not as many matches as I thought there was going to be, but still, when you look at Night of Champions, it's really just about, the night of Seth Rollins going up against Sting, Seth Rollins going against John Cena, but they have to fill out 3 hours. So basically, there's a lot of matches that are going to be going down. At SummerSlam, we saw Luke Harper and Bray Wyatt fall to Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose, the former Shield. On the next Monday Night Raw, that next night, they brought out Braun Strowman, who came out and shocked the world by basically just manhandling Roman Reigns and just bear hugging and choking this man out. Making the odds uneven, 3-on-2. Since then, we've basically seen the Shield to try to play up, to try and find a way of being able to break down the Wyatts, but they haven't been able to do it. WWE stepped up to the plate and basically said at Night of Champions, we're going to be getting a six-man tag, which is going to be the Wyatts teaming up against Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and a mystery partner of their choosing. At this point, they're going to be lucky if they even find anybody to fill this spot. We've seen Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose recruit Randy Orton, who said, yeah, come on, I'll tag with you. Randy Orton goes out on Monday Night Raw last week. He has a match against Sheamus. At the end of the match, where he does get the win, the Wyatts surround the man and just beat him into a bloody pulp. They just leave him laying right there in the middle of the ring. And it doesn't look like Randy Orton will be able to compete at Night of Champions. They show up to SmackDown. They get one of the Usos and say, hey, we're brothers. We go way back. Dean Ambrose is even saying that he's Uso crazy. They put him into the match. The Wyatts haul him off. They attack him. They leave him laying. Basically, it's a lot like the Nexus in 2010. Anyone that comes close to this team that the Wyatts feel is a member that could join this team. And they're going to take him out. We've heard rumors of maybe somebody coming up from NXT, like Barrett and Corbin, and joining this team. I know that WWE.com, they released a preview picture, and instead of having the Mr. Vacant or the Man in Black or whatever you want to refer to this as, the Mystery Man, it had Baron Corbin's picture in there. And for it being on WWE.com, I don't know if it was a joke or if it was a mistake. One thing leads to another. Baron Corbin, when you think about it, is a member that could join this, Shield 2015 without Seth Rollins and sort of pull it off. He has that cool and calm demeanor around him. He is this sort of, I don't know. He's a good-looking dude. I mean, there's no other way to put around it. And he fits that he would just sort of jump in with this group. I don't know if, when they came in, they were sort of like a SWAT team security, or if they're supposed to be the biker guys, or I'm not sure, what they're supposed to be. But, he fits in with what they got going. And going up against the Wyatts would be a great place to debut this guy. I know that there was a lot of people saying that WWE is debuting Braun Strowman way too fast. And I think that the same people would say the same thing about Baron Corbin, how he's coming in from the NFL. A little bit shaky, but honestly, there's been contradicting reports about Randy Orton from the same website. PW Insider put up a story basically saying that Randy Orton was going to start working a lesser schedule and that he was basically going to be taking more time off in the foreseeable future. And with him being beat down on Monday Night Raw, people were saying that Randy wasn't going to be part of Night of Champions, but the way it looked like he'd be making a return. But we've seen weaker beatdowns where guys are out for periods of time, and in Randy Orton's instance, he'd be taking a flight, heading out to Bora Bora. But I think people have looked into this and saw that Randy Orton is booked for shows in the foreseeable future. He is being advertised to be on Raw from Memphis this Monday, as well as events that are going to be in Tupelo, Mississippi, and Huntsville, Alabama in the foreseeable future. So that would sort of say that he's not going to be taken off television. But if you can remember to Randy's return last year, that was pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. Randy Orton, I believe, was at the Christmas show, Madison Square Garden, and he didn't even debut on television until, I believe, February of Fastlane. He was making house show loops, but he just wasn't, being put on television because they were looking for the right time to bring him back to where a matchup between Rollins and Orton would be fresh at WrestleMania 31. So Virgil has even thrown his name into the hat, basically photoshopping himself into the picture, saying that he is going to be the sixth man added into the six-man tag. So we'll see what's going down with this one, but it's going to be fun. Honestly, in my mind, unless the person that joins the Shield turns on the Shield and joins the Wyatts, that's the only way I see them losing this match. So, basically, even with the Mystery Man not knowing who it's going to be, I got Roman and Dean still walking out with the win at Night of Champions. Alright, as it turns out today, I am a little bit surprised to say, but the six-man tag in the middle of the show is probably one of the most talked about matches on the Night of Champions 2015 show. Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and the Mystery Man going up against the Wyatts, of course this being Luke Harper, Bray Wyatt, and Braun Strowman. This is supposed to play off a lot of like that Elimination Chamber six-man tag when we finally got to see the Shield and the Wyatts in the King of Trios match of basically trying to find out who was the better heel faction inside of WWE. These guys went into the chamber, well, not into the chamber, into the pay-per-view, the chamber, and they beat the hell out of each other. A lot of people thought this should have been the match of the year, and in this match, we get to see if they are able to live up to it and do it again. With 4 of the 6 members still being involved in this, will the factions live up to being what they were? Lots of talk about the Mystery Man, who this is going to be. At the end of the day, will this be a lot like Survivor Series 1990? And the Mystery Man pan out to be someone like The Undertaker, someone getting their big WWE debut, getting a call-up from NXT? Will it be somebody like Baron Corbin, or will it somebody be like Braun Strowman, somebody who's, on the NXT roster, training at the power plant, never been used on television, getting some experience on house shows, but they just decide, the only way that this guy's really going to learn is going out there and trying it on his own, and just pushing him up there and seeing what the hell is going to happen. Because of the beard, because of his size, Braun Strowman was one hell of a fit to fit the Wyatts. He hasn't embarrassed himself on television like a lot of people are saying that he's going to do. A lot of people that have seen his matches from, the house show loops of NXT have said the guy's not that good. But we've seen him in singles matches, we've seen him in tag matches on Monday Night Raw. And like I said, he hasn't really embarrassed himself. So I think he's been able to live up to it. He's got the size, he's got the beard. It's just about all you need to be one of the Wyatts. I think if it would have been Adam Rose, if it would have been Bo Dallas, I don't think that would have hit that good. But I think definitely this Mystery Man has to be something. If you're following along with WWE storylines, the easy bet that the Mystery Man is going to be is none other than Randy Orton. Orton agreed to sort of join the group, fight along the Shield, and go up against the Wyatts. And, after his match with Sheamus, from there, they beat him up. They left him laying. It wasn't one of the worst beatdowns of all time, but it was enough for him not to be involved on Monday Night Raw. We'll have to see with SmackDown coming up on Thursday what's going to be the final outcome. If Orton is able to rejoin, if he doesn't fight this fight, he's going to come off like a major wuss. We saw one of the Usos stand up on SmackDown trying to join this, and he ended up getting beat up, and he's been taken out of action. That leaves the question mark, will one of Roman Reigns' other family members like The Rock join this? I don't think The Rock is going to be showing up for Night of Champions to be the Mystery Man in a six-man tag that no one's going to remember. Possibly after Monday Night Raw the next night. If he's coming back, it's going to be the main event. It's going to be him filling in for Sting or something like that and winning the championship. He's not coming back for nothing here. It's The Rock. You got to remember he's one of the biggest movie stars in the world. Not only is he, a former wrestler. But when it comes down to it, I watched a video on WWE.com of Roman Reigns saying the Mystery Man was going to be Great Khali. Dean Ambrose was saying it was going to be Savio Vega of WWF past. It honestly could just about be anybody. Baron Corbin, I've heard that it was all a, internet fake, that it was a Photoshop, and, it never really was up on WWE.com. When you think about it, he, as well as anybody, can join this group and make it be believable. I think because of the mystery man, unless the mystery man turns on Roman and Dean, you gotta pick, the Shield. I don't see somebody stepping up to the plate and saying that they're gonna fight along with these guys going up against the Wyatts and losing. I wouldn't be surprised if it just comes down to being Randy Orton, and then from here, Ambrose and Reigns exit stage left, and it's just Orton versus Bray Wyatt as the next singles match when they go to Hell in the Cell, and then on from there, because you got to do something with them. And Randy, even though he's sailing out every week as a babyface, putting him up against Bray might just be pushing him towards finally turning heel and, being the Randy Orton that we all know and love somewhere down the road. But put your money on the Shield. I think they're getting the win. Hey, what up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here. I've noticed that the one thing that people care the most about with the Night of Champions pay-per-view is who is going to be the mystery partner for Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns. On Monday Night Raw, Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns crashed the party. The Wyatts were the guest on Miz TV, and Ambrose and Reigns got into the face of the Wyatt family. They didn't really care that it was only two of them standing up to three members, Bray Wyatt, Luke Harper, and Braun Strowman. Roman Reigns, I've talked about this 1,000 times. If he delivers every promo from here on out for the rest of his career, this guy is going to be the biggest star in professional wrestling. I believe that Roman, his time is coming up sooner than later. I don't care if it's a babyface. I don't care if it's a heel. I want to see Roman Reigns with the championship. Enough is enough. I don't care what people think, that he's being pushed too fast or too hard or anything along the way. We all know that Roman Reigns is going to become champion. Let's just make it sooner than later, so we can get it over with and start pushing the Roman Reigns era and see if this guy is actually going to be a big star that surpasses John Cena. Yes, they've tried to put guys in a Cena spot before, and they've struck out, and they've not been able to take the reins and run with it. But I think that Roman really is a hit, with his professional football background, and being a member of the Samoan family, and just being a real hard-looking badass that really fits the gimmick that he's got. I think that he's going to be really great. But Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns on Monday Night Raw went looking for help, and they, basically recruited Randy Orton. I know that Randy Orton has been in matches against Bray Wyatt and in six-man tags and other tag team matches and other things like that. But he got beat down, and basically that set a precedent that the Wyatts were going to beat up anybody who they thought were going to be joining this team to make it, an unfair advantage of 3-on-2 at the pay-per-view. They beat up Jimmy Uso on SmackDown, and, anybody that's come close to this team, the Wyatts have been sharing the thing for. We've heard rumors of Baron Corbin, which turned out to be fake. We've heard rumors of The Rock coming in to make this a family versus family match. I really don't think that The Rock is going to be the guy, but I'm not going to say that anybody's opinion is anything less than mine. I'm just saying that, honestly, The Rock has surprised people this year at a Boston house show. The Rock has surprised people last year on Monday Night Raw. But honestly, when I look at Night of Champions 2015, I don't see this as something that I see them putting The Rock, especially in a match, wrestling, and make that a surprise. Maybe that's their way of telling everybody that you can't miss out on the WWE Network. You can't miss out on a pay-per-view. But the number that Dave Meltzer threw out there was $2 million. And you get to pay The Rock $2 million to be a guy who's unadvertised to show up to this. We've heard Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose make jokes about it being Savio Vega, being Tatanka, being the Great Khali. It honestly really could be anybody. We could get Samoa Joe coming up from NXT, even though some people are saying that they're going to have to rework his deal. It could be, I don't know. It honestly could be just about anybody. But I think the big rumors that most people are thinking about is, I think it's going to be Randy Orton. Some people think it's going to be The Rock. Some people think it's going to be a returning Daniel Bryan. Maybe think, with Daniel Bryan, he makes his return. Maybe some people think it's just going to be like them ripping off a Band-Aid and basically just like get him out there, and not wanting to hype up his return, not wanting to make a big build-up like they did for, he had to come in and he had to fight Kane, and then he had to fight Kane again in order to qualify for the Royal Rumble, and then he gets in the Royal Rumble and everybody feels let down that he lost, and maybe that's just what they're thinking about doing, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe Daniel Bryan is going to be the secret guy, but in my opinion, I think it's going to be Randy Orton. Randy Orton's going to come in. I think that the baby faces will win this match, and then Randy Orton on Monday Night Raw is going to want revenge for the Wyatts beating him up, and that's going to lead to Hell in the Cell having a normal match between Bray Wyatt versus Luke Harper. That's my opinion. That's what I think is going to be going down. Please leave something down in the comment box below, leaving your prediction. Maybe you're the guy who knows who it's going to be.